Everyone able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's start our
Yes,
session, friends. Let's start our session. Yeah. So, hi friends, welcome back. Very good evening. So this is the day 2 demo session. So last class we have seen that what is the structure which I'm going to be provide you for this entire course, and that the course content which what I was covering, that what are the benefits, everything I have given you a glance in the yesterday session demo 1. Today we are going to be talking about demo 2 of the Selenium. Yeah, friends. Now that everyone know that to learn Selenium, prerequisite is some programming language, then we will start the Selenium. Okay, fine, that's it, fine. Now we'll be talking about the testing process. Okay, fine. So friends, tell me, this is a question for you. What is the testing? Why do we do a testing? Can anyone tell me?
Testing is the process
Ah,
to ensure the
testing
quality of
process.
product.
Yes, in checking the quality of the product. To ensure that product is defect free, we have to conduct the testing. Anything you develop without testing, we cannot release or we cannot deploy into the servers. So testing is mandated. So in the car manufacturing or mobile manufacturing, any products, any goods you develop before you release or deploy, you must conduct the testing. Yes. So if once you develop any application with some specifications, whether it is working perfectly or not, how do we when we deploy that code into the production server before testing that? So in real time we'll be having some production servers and non-production servers will be there in the organizations. Suppose we are working with Amazon, how the production URLs will be like, means production, one second, production. We have that non-production. Okay, so here the production URL for Amazon will be like okay, https://www.amazon.in. This is the production URL for Amazon. Okay, na? Prod URL for Amazon. And now if non-production URL means so for development team separate non-production URL will be there to access, and for testers to access separate testers URL will be there. Okay, na? So how it will be like this, dev1 something, the name like this, www.dev1 like this, we have that. Of course, for testers doing the testing, they will have separate non-production URL which will be looks like this. So we'll have www.test1 like this. If you have a stage, so we have www.stage like this. Okay, na? Like this we'll have a access to respect to non-production URLs. Friends, the first when the new requirement comes, so are we going to be I mean, the first step is we are starting the development phase. The first we are starting the development phase. Are we going to be develop your new specifications in production server? What, friends? Do we develop any new features on production server or non-production server?
Non-production server.
Because production server is meant for doing the business, not meant for to develop, not meant for to test it. So production server is meant for purely for business perspective. If any new requirements comes, new specifications comes, okay, the updated code is where available in production server. Okay, taking the source code from the production server, that will be deployed into the dev1 servers. This is the non-production servers. Development team separate servers, testers separate servers will be there for their respective activities. The production code will be deployed into the dev server. On the dev server, development team will be interacting in developing that new specifications and features on dev1 server on sprint basis. Okay, so friends, here we follow the agile methodology, agile process in developing the process, developing the build in agile process. In agile process, we parallelly develop and we parallelly test it in saving the time. Okay, this agile process, in this agile process, we'll break down the specifications into group of sprints, as sprint 1, sprint 2, and sprint 3, like etc. etc. We'll be breaking down the requirements into multiple sprints in this agile process. The sprintage can be get calculated based upon the functional behavior. How much days it takes to complete this sprint one will be calculating based on the functionality. Might be it will take like 2 days to complete that 2 days, and the sprint 2 can take sprint 2 can take like 5 days to complete, and sprint 3 can take 10 days to complete. So based on the functionality, the sprintages get calculated. Okay, na? Yes, we'll break down the requirements into sprints, and the sprint will be developed by respect to development team. So whatever earlier was done, the development on the sprints is going to be deployed into the test one server. So parallel development goes on as sprint basis, and which is earlier done is going to be deployed into the test one server, making available to conduct regression testings on test one server by the testers. Okay, here we develop the code. In this we do the regression testing. So testers will do the regression testing. Okay, now so during these regressions, how many cycles of regressions we conduct, friends, on test one server by testers? Do anyone know that? How many cycles of regressions we generally do on test one servers? 2 to 3 cycles.
Sir, what is regression means?
So testing the functionalities repeatedly. So friends, nowadays everything is a maintenance projects, products, right? Maintenance projects. So suppose we have 100 test cases. Suppose we develop 100 features in Dev1 server. All these 100 features we are deploying into the test1 server. We are deploying the Dev1 code into the test1 server, making available testers to conduct the testing. Friends, testing the feature in one browser and one platform, my job is not enough. Yes, because end customers can open your business being in his system. He might be using Windows with Chrome, Windows with Firefox, Windows with Safari, like Mac with any of the browsers, Linux with any of the browsers. So compatible must be there. User compatibility must be there. If user is opening your business being any OS and any browser, my application should open. It is only working on a Windows with Chrome means will customers will attract my business? All right. So one single functionality repeatedly we have to do that. So Mac with all the browsers, Windows with all the browsers, Linux with all the browsers. One test case we have to conduct more than one time. Even if you manufacture a car, before you release into the market, we have to test drive that car traveling in different platform roads. Traveling by the car on only highway roads, my job is not done, because I was targeting the end customers who are staying in India. As per the Indian standard roads, I must design my car. It allows to drive on all the standards Indian roads, on all Indian standard roads, which means the village people are targeting to purchase. It is a mud road, and town roads is like cement roads. City roads are the black tap roads, and forest roads are zigzag. Roads, and hill areas are heap roads, right? Like these different platform roads, we are traveling and applying different gates and different loads. We are doing the testing. Not only testing in highway road, all the platform roads we are conducting the testing to ensure that my car is defect free. Then only I release into the market. The similar way, if any web application you're developing means, this should be tested thoroughly in all the platform OS, in all the browsers. So repeatedly we are doing that. That's called as a regression. Repeatedly executing the same test cases again and again, that's called as a regression. Suppose we have 100 features we develop here. We develop 100 features. specifications. These all 100 features we have to test in this regression. Regression testing should be happening on these 100 features, right? And that too, where I need to test it? I must test it, friends. I must test it. Windows, Chrome browser, FF browser, IE, Edge, like this. And not only in the Windows platform, if the requirement got, we have to test in Mac OS also, in Mac OS or the browsers, because the people who are working with Mac, they might be open a Chrome, they might be open a Firefox, not IE and Edge. These are the Microsoft products which Mac will not support in this. And Linux also we'd like to, and Opera also will be there, yes. Even Linux also, IE Edge not there. These are the, and also Opera we have that, right? All the browsers we have to conduct testing repeatedly. One test case should be run in Windows on all platforms, Mac with all platforms, Linux with all platforms. Repeatedly, we are executing the same test case again and again. That's called regression. Testing the same test case again and again repeatedly, we call as a regressions. 100 test cases. How many times you have to run? Windows with Chrome, Firefox, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many times? 500. Count has come 500. 100 into 5, 500. Again, this 400, 800 plus 500. Like this. Okay, 1300. Fine. Like this, we have to conduct the regression testing. During this regression testing, okay, if you noticed any defects, we will be raising a defect to respect to stakeholder, asking to look after that defect to fix that. Once they fix that, they'll assign back to us. We'll do the retesting on that what the fail you have pointed. You'll be retesting that after fixing that. Then we'll be continuing the regression cycle. Regression testing will be continuing the process. So friends, this 100 features, how many times you are testing? 2 to 3 cycles you are conducting. How many times you are conducting the regressions? 2 to 3 cycles. 2 to 3 cycles. Why means, friends, we are working agile process. We are working with agile process, parallel development, parallel testing. We are doing that. Whichever the sprint is earlier done, it is going to be deployed to the test one server. In test one server, testers will be involving and conducting the regression testings. In one cycle of regression, we can't justify that all functionalities got completed development. We can't justify that because parallel development testing going on, right? Yes. So until we come to the second cycle, third cycle only, the complete development will be happen there. So in every organizations, one cycle regressions, we never do that in automation. 2 to 3 cycles of regressions we'll be conducting. Okay, na? Yes. During this 2 to 3 cycles of regressions, any defects you notice will be assigned to that. Will be assigned back to us. We'll be retesting that issue after fixing, and we'll be continuing our regression process. Once my all 100 test cases are stable, defect free, then we'll be deploying into the stage environment. The stage is nothing but kind of a pre-production server. Instead of directly deploying that test one server code into the stage environment, production environment, I will be deploying the test one code into the stage environment. So before that, we have a performance server also will be there, which to perform the performance of that application. We'll be having like checking that performance, like durability, stress testing, load testing, endurance testing. All these things we are conducting testing in the perf environment. From test to deploy the perf environment, the performance team will be involving including all the performance of every feature. After that, the code is deployed to the stage environment. Here, this stage we call as a pre-production server. The stage can be called as a pre-production server. Instead of directly deploying into the production server, we will be deploying the code in a stage environment. In this stage environment, we will be conducting the smoke executions. Smoke testing, we'll do that. Smoke testing. We'll do here as a smoke testing. So here in regressions, in development phase, 100 test cases, 100 features we develop, and all 100 features we have done the regressions, 2 to 3 cycles of regressions. Once it is stable, 100% defect free, then we come to perf, then we come into the stage. In the stage, we are doing the smoke testing. What is smoke testing? High level scenarios out of these 100 regression test cases. High level, I will be identifying high level test cases out of these 100. So suppose these features, without this working with these features, remaining continuation test case will not work. That kind of test cases, that kind of features out of this 100 I was identifying, like 20 or 15 test cases. I'm treating this as a smoke executions. On these 15 test cases, I will conduct the smoke testing, high level scenarios. Among these 100 only I was identified. Without these 15 test cases success, remaining 85 test cases will not work. That kind of test cases I am identifying among these 100 regressions and doing smoke executions on 15. In this smoke 15 test cases, any issues, any source purpose, any challengings I noticed, I will rectify it and fix it. I'll retest it and I will continue my smoke testing here. Once smoke testing is done 100% on stage environment, then this stage code is going to be deployed into the production server. What the smoke test case execution I had in a stage environment, the same smoke execution I will be conducting on a production environment. Because once we deploy a production server, this is the end customer server. End customer should not face any issue after deploying from non-production to production. Is everything is reflected in the production server properly? Every feature is working end-to-end perfectly? Yes, high-level scenarios here I am again validating in production server in doing the smoke executions. Okay, even after deploying in the production, if I notice anything, I'll rectify here and fix that. Okay, no? Generally, in production server, we never do any development, we never do any regression testing, but only we do production testing. Only we do that. That to high level scenarios after new features got deployed into the production server, we conduct the smoke testing only. That too in the 0 business hours. In a 0 business hours only, we are conducting the smoke testing. Because why? During the business hours, if I do the testing, the server might be down, server might be slowed down for the end customers. We may lose some business. That's why in geo business hours, in PST timings, there will be like midnights. In IST timings will be like early mornings. So generally all USU projects maintained by the Indian companies. So being from India, we are early mornings. Deployment will be starting early morning 4 to 6 in between. After deploying them from non-production server stage to prod, we'll get released by 5:30 or 6 or 7 by the timing of our morning. We'll get built ready to do the smoke testing on production server. Okay, now we'll conduct smoke testing on that. This is the cycle goes on. So whenever development starts, the latest code will be taken from production server. The deployment team will be deployed at Dev1 server. Development team will be involving breaking down the scenario features into sprints, and they'll start developing that. Whichever early done will be deployed to the test1 server. In this, your tester will be involving in conducting the regression testings for all 100 features, 2 to 3 cycles of regressions. During this regression, any defects you noticed, any functionality is not working as per expected, will be assigning to the respective stakeholder. He will be take care of fixing that, assign back to the tester. Tester will be retesting and will be continuing the regression testing in all the platform ways and all the browsers. If everything is 100% stable, everything is 100% defect-free product, then this test1 code is being deployed to the performance server. The performance team will be interacting, ensuring the performance of each feature which has been developed. Endurance testing, stress testing, load testing, all this kind of tuning testings will be happen that. Okay. After that, this code will be deployed to the stage environment. Here we do the smoke testing. Out of this regression 100 test cases, we'll be identifying high-level scenarios among these 100 as I treat as a doing smoke execution on this stage environment. Okay, same. If any issues come, I will fix it, and I'll be deploying this stage environment code into the production server. What that smoke testing I had made in the stage environment, same smoke execution I will be conducting on a production server. Then everything is perfect. Yes, my release got successfully. This is what cycle goes on, friends. Without testing, no product is released or deployed into the production servers. With testing only thoroughly, we can success in the market. Otherwise, we will lose our goodwill, right? We will lose our goodwill in the market. So testing is mandated. All over the sectors, we have to conduct the testing. Friends, okay. Okay, why we have tested? Everyone know that. Friends, okay, we are conducting testing. Earlier, as a manually, we are testing the applications, but nowadays we are testing through automation tools. Why? Why only we are preferring automation tools? Why not manual nowadays? Anyone? Any answer?
You are telling it's like 0 business hours you are doing testing, right? In that time, manual tester can't do that many times. They need
Okay,
automation.
time constraint, right? Okay, one is the time saving. For time saving, we are going to the automation, right? Yeah.
And for regression testing also, you are doing continuously the same feature.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Repeated testing. Repeatedly, we are doing same feature again and again. Repeatedly, we are executing that. But manually, we cannot. Suppose nowadays, friends, everything is a maintenance projects. We know the maintenance projects will be frequently can changes like daily or hourly or monthly or quarterly, yearly, whatever the term doesn't matter. We have very less amount of time to update the things whenever new things got reflected. Any new things got reflected means we have to conduct testing on existing features and newly implemented features. Repeatedly, we have to do that. We don't have enough time. We don't have enough power and enough money. Everything we have to invest, friends. But manual means we have to invest. We have must a large space. We have to purchase. We must have a infrastructure. We must have a purchasing softwares. Must have a network administration team, power, maintenance. Everything salaries we have to pay. Everything is cost of factor. As a business person, what he will do, he'll keep 1 rupee, expect 10 rupees, right? Yeah, everything is investing 9 rupees and gaining 1 rupee. What is that? Too much, right? That's what. So in regression, one time we are developing the script. While developing, we are instructing such a way to act. As actual expected both are not equal means it gives as a fail and gives the fail screenshot. It will take care, but manually means everything your involvement should be there, friends. Entering the fields, validating the fields. If anything went wrong, take a screenshot, save it, and update the status. Everything manually you have to interact. So we can save the time. First point is we can save the time. Next is repeatedly doing the same testing. Windows with Chrome, Windows with FF, Windows with Edge, Windows with IE. Repeatedly we are doing the same activities. So to overcome that regression testings, we go for automation. What next? What next? Accuracy. Accuracy or not? Accuracy results, right? We can get the accuracy results. Friends, when doing it manually, we are the human beings. We are not robots. We are human beings. We are not robots. Testing the same test case, Windows with Chrome, Windows with Firefox, Windows with IE, manually you are doing that. You cannot. We no guarantee that testing the same feature again and again in doing it manually, we no guarantee that we can do the defect-free application. As all confidence, you can do for Chrome and Firefox. Remaining browsers, it is passed in Chrome, Firefox, right? Why can't it can be passed? It will be passed definitely. You'll more confidence. You'll keep as a pass. By your bad luck, when end customer is opening the application, any of these browsers, he might face some issue and raising the error to that client like this feature is not working open the browser. He might lose the goodwill, right? The client will lose the goodwill. Again, will come to us. Hey Ravi, you said everything passed. Where are the screenshots? Where is the proof of concepts? We'll give for Chrome browser. I'm not asking for Chrome, I'm asking for the IE browser, but which is not you tested, right? So in manual testing, we are not guaranteed that we can give the accuracy results, but in automation, we can give the accuracy results. One time you instruct, that is going to be execute. It is going to be act accurately as you acted there while writing the script. Actual, expected, both are equal means use a pass screenshot. If no, both are not equal, use the fail and take a failure screenshot. Everything in a script is going to be happen. So accuracy is giving the script. Every browser is going to be executed without fail, because same script I'm going to be executing all the browsers. If in any of the browsers is not working, it gives the accuracy results. If it is passing here, it gives pass. It is failing here, it gives fails, and you take the failure screenshot. Everything we can expect the accuracy results when working with automation. And what next? Time saving. For repeated testing, we go with automation to get the accuracy results, and also we can save the money also, right? Save the money and save the energy and in general. Manual means we have to put more efforts, we have to do exercise, we have to do gym, right? But automation, one time effort, one time you instruct all 100 test cases, that can run for many times in many systems and many browsers. Save money, save energy, get the accuracy results. And for repeated testing, regression testings, and we can save the time. All these, considering these points in manual testing, has come to the automation. So
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please tell me a little bit about what manual testing is? I mean, it is like testing one feature in only one browser. That will be call it as manual testing.
No. So see, testing in Windows in Chrome, manually we're doing that. Windows with Firefox, manually we're doing. Everything is manual intervention is there. See, suppose I want to test a login. We must click on login button and we have to enter the username, password, and click on login. How many steps are there in that? 4 steps are there hardly. That will be happen. Again, same 4 steps, we are interacting with Windows with Firefox. Again, 4 steps, Windows with IE. Manually, you are entering all the fields, right? But in automation, one time you are instructing to interact the link to click, enter the username, enter the password, click on sign button. One time you are instructing a script. The same script we are making execute for many times in all the browsers. Getting, sir? Automation. Got it, sir?
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, sir.
See, if you want to manufacture a car, first what we do, we used to create a wild framework, right? AutoCAD, using some AutoCAD tools, they design some wild framework. They design some wild framework. That wild framework we are giving to the tool. Okay, the tool will be taking care of for designing that car according to the wide framework what you have designed initially, right? That is going to be make more cars instantly through automation. The same way we are instructing that feature in automation and giving the codes. That code is going to be drive to execute for many browsers parallel. Okay, now we are automating the process. One test case we can for 10 times, 20 times. There we expect the accuracy results. It is pass means pass, fail means fail, not means give the screenshot. Okay, na? You're saving the time or not? One time you're putting the efforts in developing the code. Whenever we got requests for regressions, whenever new enhancements comes, yes, we will start executing the automated scripts. It will take care. As instructed to take care of the executions. Okay, na? Yes. So friends, why we are coming to automation is basically you can say like because of regression testings we are coming to the automation rather manual, because in manual testing we cannot put all these things. We having less amount of time. Suppose we having every week the requirement is getting changed. In every week can we develop and test it parallelly manually? Lot of human efforts, lot of resources, lot of infrastructures, lot of investments we have to do on. But can we guarantee get that accuracy results? No guarantee. So whenever repeatedly we are doing the development and testing, there we go with automation. Nowadays everything is automation, everything is maintenance. See example, Flipkart is there, Amazon is there, eBay is there, Snapdeal is there. Today what we are seeing the feature, tomorrow we may not see that same feature. Some feature is getting changed. So daily it is going to be changed. 2 days once it is going to be changed, weekly is going to be changed. Can we conduct testing repeatedly in a short time? No. So go with automation. Getting friends? Okay, friends, how many automation tools are there in the market? How many automation tools are there in the market? Come on. How many?
Selenium, QTP.
Yes, we have automation tools. Many are there, friends? So many are there. Everyone know that well-known earlier automation tool means that QDP. Now we are calling as UFT as an automation tool. And now familiar we are calling like Selenium. Apart from that, we have so many tools, right? We have so many tools. We having like what we said, Tosca is one of the scriptless tools. So of course, some script tools are there. Some are scriptless tools are there. Tosca. Okay, Tosca. Sorry, Tosca. We have RPA, something like this. So many automation tools are there in the market, but very familiar, very famous automation tools in the market since and the current is the QDP and Selenium are the famous automation tools in the market. Even so many tools comes. Okay, so earlier automation tool means QDP. Now we are talking like as a UFT. And nowadays is Selenium. Let's see some differences. Why Selenium nowadays people are using 70 to 80% companies are preferring Selenium as automation tool. Very few companies are using QDP. Let's see some differences among these two. Okay. Yeah. First of all, my QDP. First it was as a Mercury tool. First it was as a named as a Mercury. First it was as a Mercury, the name as a Mercury, and it was maintained by the Mercury Corporation. Mercury tool, it was maintained by the Mercury Corporation, and soon after some years, the Mercury Corporation has sold his Mercury tool to the HP Hewlett Packard. HP Hewlett Packard, and the HP company has changed the name from Mercury to the QTP. The HP organization has changed the name from Mercury to the QTP. Okay. Now, since 5 years, the QDP tool of HP has sold out to the Micro Focus organization, and the Micro Focus organization has changed the name from QDP to the UFT. Now the Mercury QDP is called as a UFT tool, and it was maintained by the Micro Focus. Okay, now Mercury tool is organized by the Mercury Corporation, and next it changed as the QDP, and it was maintained by the HP company. After that, now it was named as a UFT, and it was maintained by the Micro Focus. This is what the history of the QDP. Okay, friends. Now the name we call as the UFT is maintained by the Micro Focus. First of all, if you want to work with a QDP or UFT, yes, first of all, it is a licensed software. It is a licensed software, commercial tool. You have to purchase license to work with the QDP. So where we have two types of licenses, seat and concrete license. Seat means single user license. Concrete means multi-user license. Multi-user license means corporate users will be using corporate license. As a home held can be used as a seat license. Anything is totally, it is a licensed software if you want to work with the QTP or UFT. Okay. Now come to the Selenium. It is a free, open source, and free of charge. Nothing to pay rupee if you want to work with the Selenium automation tool. It's a free and open source. Not only free, friends, the source code, the Selenium has been developed with some organization, right? That source code also is a free. We can download it. It's a free software. We can download free, and source code also is a free to download. Okay, now it's nothing to purchase any license to work with Selenium. Friends, Selenium is not a software to say that, but QTP is a software. You know, every software have an extension .exe. You have to purchase it. You double click on the QTP software to get installed. Then only we can work it. But Selenium is not software. Software means it is not having any exe. Software only have an exe extension. But Selenium is not software. How it look like? It's a jar file. It's a jar file. Yes, that too. My Selenium was developed by using Java technology only. My Selenium was using Java technology. Hello, hello, friends. We are getting some backend noise. You don't mind? Sai Krishna, I think. Sai Krishna. Sai Krishna. Where I am? Yeah. So friends, here my Selenium is not a software, which means it is a jar file. Selenium is an API jar file. So friends, that too my Selenium API jar file is developed using by language called Java only. Using Java technology only, my Selenium API jar file got developed. Not only Selenium, friends, even like emergency technologies like Hadoop also, it's not a software. It's also an API jar file. Yes, that also was being developed using Java only. If you want to work with Selenium or if you want to work with the Hadoop, those are not softwares, API Javas. Then how can we make use to develop your Hadoop projects and Selenium projects? Yes, the backbone is Java because these are being developed using Java technology. So we must install Java in your system. On top of, you download the Selenium jar files or Hadoop jar files, configure to your current project, use the Selenium libraries and develop your Selenium automation scripts. Okay, na? Is the backbone to work with Selenium or Hadoop is Java needs to get installed, and after installing the Java, you create a project. To your project, we have to associate your Selenium API jar files to make use that Selenium jar files to build your automation scripts. Okay, na? Fine. What is the Java, friends? What is the Java? Java is a platform independent programming language. Java is a platform independent programming language. So whereby Java can install in either of the platforms like Windows, Linux, Mac. In any of the platforms, my Java can get installed. So once we develop your Java programs, being in different platform OS, so if you want to compile and execute the programs which are developed on respect to platform OS, so we'll be having some compilers. Every platform OS, every OS having its own compiler on developed code to execute. We have to compile it. Every OS having its own compiler. But in Java, if you develop in any of the platform OS like Windows or Linux or Mac, there is no dependency. Write a Java program in Windows platform and can execute in Linux platform without any compiler dependency. There is no such compiler dependency when working with Java technology. Okay, now write in Mac, execute in Windows. That's why my Java is a platform independent programming language. There is no dependency among the platform OS. Develop in one OS, execute in another OS without any interdependency. So my Java is a platform independent programming language. Even Java also, it's a free. Download Java, install Java. Download Selenium, configure Selenium. Develop your automation scripts. Even Hadoop also same process. Download Java, install Java. Download Hadoop jar files, configure and develop Hadoop projects. This is how we develop your Selenium automation scripts. It's a free, entirely free. But Selenium, the QDP is a licensed software. And coming to the second point in QDP, yes, it can only run test in IE and Chrome browsers. Okay, if other browsers, if you want to run means using QDP, we have to purchase the add-ons. Okay, but coming to the Selenium, yes, it can run the test across different browsers, i.e. Chrome, Firefox, without purchasing any of the add-ons. Friends, here in Selenium, if you want to run all the browsers with free of cost, just to download that respective browser drivers, and we can run in any of the browsers. Simple to make you understand. In your system, without audio drivers, audio will not play. Without the graphic drivers, games will not play. Like how the dependencies, the drivers for audio, video, and graphics. Similarly, in which browser you supposed to execute, that respective browser driver exe files are required. Those are free. Chrome driver exe, Firefox driver exe, Internet Explorer driver exe. Download it, configure it, execute it with free of cost. But here, dedicatedly in QTP, some browsers only it will allow us to execute. Remaining browsers we have to purchase the add-ons. But here, nothing to purchase here. Free. Okay. Now coming to the third point. It can be used in Windows and Unix platforms. My QTP can work on Windows and Unix platforms, whereas my Selenium can work on all the Windows, Mac and Linux platforms. Because why? My Selenium was being developed using Java language. Java is a platform independent programming language, which means my Java can develop the programs in either of these languages, execute in any of these platforms. Java programs can be developed in any platforms, executed in any platforms. So using Java only Selenium has implemented. So Selenium automation scripts also can run in any of the platform, write in one platform, execute in any platform without any compiler dependency. So in all the platforms, my Selenium programs can develop and can execute. But in QTP, only these platforms only. Okay. Next, coming to the fourth point. It supports VB scripting and Java scripting. Yes, we are saying that we are supposed to automate the scripts either using the tools QTP or Selenium. You must have used some common language. Even I was speaking with you for Selenium means what language I was commonly using with you? English as a common language. Like this, if you want to automate your scripts, web application scripts, which language my QTP supports means VB scripting and Java scripting. These are the scripting languages my QTP supports in automating the scripts using QTP. And whereas coming to the Selenium, yes, it supports many programming language bindings like Java, C#, Ruby, Python. Friends, I told you yesterday, not only this, these are 4 other core languages supported by Selenium. Apart from that, some other language bindings also supports since 1.5 years ago. Since 1.5 years, some other language bindings also supporting like R language, Dot language, what is it, Perl language, PHP, R language, Go programming. These languages also supporting, but these are the 4 other core language bindings. Here, many language bindings are supported using any of the language based on the client requirement. You must be aware of this, any of these OOPS concepts of respect to language bindings, and we can develop your Selenium automation scripts. Free. Of course, many are not free. Many language bindings are supporting in Selenium, but here very few VB scripting and Java scripting is supported here. And coming to the fifth point in QTP, yes, QTP is not cross-platform. Only these 2 platforms are executing, and here in Selenium, 3 platforms are supporting here. That's why Selenium is a cross-platform, 100% cross-platform, and QTP is not 100% cross-platform. And coming to the 6th point, yes, in QTP we can execute in parallel, but using QCLM, which are again paid license. Friends, once you develop your automation scripts, yes, we are supposed to execute the same developer scripts in many times. Repeatedly, we have to run it. So, suppose I want to run the 100 test cases in a Chrome, Firefox, and IE. Once 100 test cases done in a Chrome, if I go with the Firefox, then all Firefox 100 done, then go with the IE, all 100 test cases. One of the other browser, this kind of execution is called sequential or serial execution. One browser completes 100, then I go to next browser, 100 test cases. Then after this, next browser and 100 test cases. Like this, one after the other, and doing the execution means it takes lots of time to complete my executions. So to overcome that problem, yes, in QTP we are having a parallel execution concept. So where in Chrome, Firefox, IE, at once I can start the execution in saving my timeline in executions. Yes, as one advantage is that we can complete our executions with a short span in implementing the parallel executions using the QTP or EFT tool. But how we can make it happen? Yes, using some management tools. QCL management tools, which are again a paid softwares. You have to pay them. One advantage is there. One disadvantage is you have to pay, not free. It's a paid. And coming to the sixth point in Selenium, yes, it supports serial and parallel executions with free of cost by using it TestNG framework and grid also. TestNG with grid. Okay, friends. So TestNG is a Java defined framework. TestNG is a jar file. Anything is jar file you're calling means that is developed using Java only. Any Java programs you develop will be converting into the jar file. Jar is nothing but zip file, friends. In Windows system, if any huge files are there, we used to compress as a zip file or not. A similar way, in Java developed programs will be compressing into as a jar file. Okay, na? This TestNG is a Java defined the framework that's called as a TestNG jar file. Any jar file is a free only. We can download it, configure to your Selenium automation scripts, and we can conduct the serial executions and parallel executions with free of cost. Getting it? And coming to the seventh point in QDP, yes, it supports for web and Windows applications, which means my QDP or EFT can automate the web applications as well Windows desktop applications. Web means through browsers. Desktop means standalone applications. My QDP can automate web applications and Windows desktop applications, both type of applications. My QDP UFT can automate. But coming to the Selenium, friends, yes, Will supports to work with only web applications only. My Selenium is purely automate web applications only, not the Windows. And if we got Windows application to automate, what is the case? Friends, nothing to worry. We have some other open source softwares are there to automate the Windows based applications like AutoIT, Sukli, robots like this. We have so many open source automation tools are there to automate the Windows applications. But my Selenium purely automate web applications. Okay, now coming to last point in QDP, yes, test scripts can be developed only in QDP editors. Once you purchase the license for the QDP, as once you install your system, it is providing a dedicated one QDP editor. In the QDP editors only, we are developing your automation scripts by using either of these language bindings, VB scripting or Java scripting. Okay, yes. Coming to the Selenium, it is an open source, friends. Everything we have to provide, even editors we have to download, friends. Editors we have to download separately, friends. Test scripts can be developed in various IDEs like Eclipse, Visual Studio, NetBeans, IntelliJ. Any of these integrated development environments, we have to download it and we can make use in developing your Selenium automation scripts by using either of these language bindings. Getting it? So like seeing these differences, what you feel like being as an open source, it is providing lot many features and day by day it is growing, friends. Not many support is there. Generally for paid softwares only we have a official support will be there. Even Selenium is being as a freeware, it is providing support also is there. Yes, see here. Why do we prefer Selenium as an automation tool? Means first is free and open source, have large user base, helping community is there. Even being as open source, have a large user helping community is there, and cross-browser compatibility, cross-browser testing, cross-platform testing, and multi-programming language supports. Everything is user friendliness. That's why we prefer automation as Selenium to automate the web applications. Friends, is everyone clear? So what are the benefits of automation testing? So friends, everything notes I'll be sharing you, friends. What are the benefits of going for automation testing is we can save the time, we can save the money. Automate testing is faster in executions. Manually means we have to go like as a old peoples. Automation means like a youth. Okay, it works like a youth. Okay, we can save the time, we can save the money, all the things. Reusability of code. One time you're writing the code, that the code, same code we are making reusability. Suppose we have 100 test cases. Every 100 test cases we have to log in. Without login, it never allows to next process. So one time you are writing a logic for login, that we're calling for every test case as reusing the code. Create one time and execute multiple times with less or no maintenance. Easy reporting. So one time you are reporting as per the instructions you given, as both are equal means give pass, otherwise give fails. It generates automatic reports after test execution as you instructed. Getting on? All these things, same friends. Easy for compatible testing. Okay, it enables parallel executions in a combination of different OS and different browser environments. Low cost maintenance is cheaper compared to manual testing. Long runs for long runs. So friends, nowadays maintenance project means it's a we keep on developing, maintaining. Keep on testing, maintaining, testing. Keeps going on. Right? So automated testing is a more reliable, is a powerful, versatile. It is mostly used for regression testing, support execution, for repeated test case executions. Okay, minimal manual intervention. So friends, minimal manual intervention test scripts can be run unattendedly. Automation means your attendance will not be there, your presence will not be there. One time you instruct, according to you instruct, the script is going to be tried. That's it. Maximum coverage we can do in automation. So manually means every time you have to involve, you don't have enough time to find out what to test, what is scope of the test, how many we can check. All these we don't have a time to interact, going inside deeply to test all the features. When we go with automation, we'll develop some test cases. We'll have some time. We can cover it. We can cover more. We can cover more test cases, more functionalities in checking that a product is defect free or not. Maximum coverage we can do. It helps to increase to test coverage. We are instructing everything in once. In what are the pending, what left the features to test it. We can concentrate on that during the script executes. We'll be concentrating on identifying the what are the missing parts, what are missing features to conduct testing. We'll identify that. We'll automate that also. It's all the advantages of coming to automation benefits, and why we have to prefer Selenium is these are the things. Why? What is the benefits of automation? These are the benefits of automation. Okay, friends. I hope everyone is clear, friends. You'll be getting the recording. You'll be getting the documents. You can go through that. You can gain the knowledge. Okay, friends. Anything else, friends?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I've been disconnected for half hour, first half hour. Can I get the video again?
Yes, definitely. First 3 days you will be expecting the video in YouTube. Okay. First 8 days you'll be expecting videos YouTube, friends. In Durgasoft channel, you'll be getting my videos.
Okay.
After 1 week, you'll be getting videos from my Google Drive. Okay, na? You can get the video from YouTube, madam. Today will be
Okay, sir. Thank you.
okay, na? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, friends, I hope I was clear every point. Tomorrow we'll see that installing that all the prerequisites to start Java and Selenium. Okay, so we'll be installing Java, we'll be installing Eclipse with the, and also I will tell you create a project, package, classes with the standards. Not only creating the project, package, class. Everyone knows that I can create, sir. No. We have to follow some standards while creating the project, package, classes, interfaces. With the syntaxes, with the traditionally we learn all those things step by step. Okay, na? Friends, done for today. If you don't have any queries, now we good to start for today, friends.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have doubt that I don't have any background knowledge of testing. Can I go ahead with the Selenium testing to learn?
Yes, sir. Yes, you can go, sir. Not an issue for that. There is the see. Some people says manual testing you have to learn, then only you get the automation. So there is no
Yes,
such
that's
thing.
fine.
But manual testing is required, sir. But to learn automation, there's really it's not a backbone for manual. Okay, it's not a backbone for automation as a manual to learn. But later you can learn, sir. Okay, na?
Okay.
Got it?
Even I don't have any knowledge on technically.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Here I'm giving technical knowledge starting with Java, sir. Once we done the Java for 1 month, then we are moving to the Selenium for 1 month. 1 month is for the frameworks and projects, sir. In weekends, we'll be having the DevOps tools like Maven, GitHub Server, and Jenkins. These tools I was talking for 15 hours, 1-5, end-to-end configuration I'm showing you. Because to automate your process, DevOps tools, we are using the components Maven build, then GitHub servers, and the Jenkins schedulers. These three we are using for our automation process. Okay. Everything from scratch, nothing to bother, nothing to worry. Just I'll give some assignments also, friends, during our going for the concepts, concept-based strings I'm talking is on strings. I'll give some assignments. If I'm talking about the arrays in single dimension, two dimensional, I'll give some assignments. I'll give some pattern program exercises, and collections I'll give some exercises. Concept-based, I will explain that. I'll explain some programs, and I'll give some assignments to practice also. Don't worry, just blindly you follow my classes. Definitely, once after completion of my classes, you will be in a position to handle your work with hands-free. Some people say, hey Ravi, I want proxy here, so I want job support here. Nothing is required for completion of my class. Yes, 6 to 8 years experience we can gain knowledge after completion of my classes. Okay, na? Don't worry, my classes will be helps for the people who are the starting learners and people who are migrating to manage to the automation. Any kind of people, my trainings are more and more enough. And also in Selenium, when I will start the Selenium, friends, but I will never teach the standard programs. In real time, we never write the standalone programs. Everything as a reusable methods only be used to write any operations. Okay, now I'll show you as real time or as per the current standards how to build the course such a way. I'm going to be show you, friends. Okay, now please trust me and believe me.
And as you told that this Selenium will use only for platform dependency, and as
Platform
we
dependency.
need to platform.
See, my Selenium, see, Java is a platform independent programming language. Why it is? Because my Java can be installed in any of the platform. My Java can install in a Windows, it can be installed in a Mac, it can be installed in Linux platforms. So you are developing your Java programs in respect to platform OS. If you want to run itself in a same platform, you can execute that. Even develop the code in a Mac system can execute in Windows system without any compiler dependency. Every OS having its own compiler to execute that in the OS developed code. But Java developed programs can develop in one platform, can execute in another platform without any compiler dependencies. That's why my Java is a platform independent programming language. There is no dependency among the platforms. Getting sir?
Sir?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, there is a question.
Yeah.
Sir, you explained 4 stages of testing, right? First one was development, then testing, then perf, and then stage. So, sir, every company follows these 4 stages, or it is
Yes, sir.
that different?
Yes. You also will be like this. So no
Okay.
developer not interact testers will not involve in the dev service. So every level having their own non-production servers. In the respective servers, they'll be developing in the respective servers that are testing, in the respective servers that are doing the smoking, and lastly in production server they're doing the again smoke.
Okay, sir. Sir, and even in sir, it is an example of, let's say, a product-based company, but in service-based company also,
Yes.
it will be the same.
Yes, there is no. See,
Okay.
we never interact on production server and developing and testing a production server, sir, because production server is meant for business and customer business, right? Not meant for developing testing. If you do the developing testing, the application is meant for end customers, no, right? No one will be there. You and me only will be there in the production server in Amazon. That's it. You and my only the last employees in the Amazon company. That's it. No one will come. Okay, na? No. We'll have separate servers for respective needs. They'll be deploying from one server to other server based on the things happens. Okay, and you also will be like. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, friends, I hope it's clear. We'll meet tomorrow, same timing, the same link with the installation part, all those things, Java and Eclipse and project package, class interface and packages, interfaces, creations with the standards. Okay, fine. Okay, friends, done for today. We'll meet tomorrow, same timing. Have a nice day. Bye.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.